down. So I want to take care of the people that have houses that have a value to the house that they never thought possible, that have sort of made them wealthy and happy, and especially in their later years. Got to be careful with that. I want to keep them up. At the same time, I want to make it possible for people to go buy houses. Daniel, please.
Mr. President, you announced the Warriors dividend last night in your primetime speech. Very patriotic, very generous. What was the rationale and the thought process? How did you come up with the idea? What made you want to give back to
Well, the 1776 was easy to come up with because we were actually at 1775. The number was 1775, and I said, wow, I think we could afford one more dollar. But they came up to me, it was $1,775. So I said, well, let's add $1 to it. I think we can find that. And very simple. We've had a military that, in my opinion, by other presidents, was not treated well. They're incredible. They're our finest people. They're protecting us. And because of tariffs, we're taking in billions and billions of dollars more than we ever have before. With no inflation, by the way. With no inflation. You saw the inflation numbers. They just came out today. What great timing. Practically no inflation. And yet we're taking in hundreds of billions of dollars. And this is small potatoes by comparison, but it's a way of taking care of our warriors, our soldiers. And I appreciate that question, Daniel.
Yeah, and Caroline,
it was an easy one.
She just posted on X, your press secretary, that the board members of the Kennedy Center voted unanimously to rename it the Trump Kennedy Center. What is your reaction to that?
Well, I was honored by it. The board is a very distinguished board, most distinguished people in the country. And I was surprised by it. I was honored by it. We're saving the building. We saved the building. The building was in such bad shape, both physically, financially, and every other way, and now it's very solid, very strong. We have something going on television, I guess on the 23rd December. I think it's going to get very big ratings, and the Kennedy Center is really back strongly. It's in very bad shape, very, very bad shape physically. And we're also to get Congress to put up a lot of money and other people to put up a lot of money. We had a lot of donors come in for record-setting numbers, so we saved the Kennedy Center. And I was really, this was brought up by one of the very distinguished board members, and they voted on it. And there's a lot of board members, and they voted unanimously, so I was very honored by it. Thank you.
Mr. President, will you be seeking any authorization from Congress for any land attacks on cartels in Venezuela?
For anyone?
For any land attacks on drug cartels in Venezuela?
I wouldn't mind telling them, but it's not a big deal. I don't have to tell them. It's been proven. But I wouldn't mind at all. I just hope they wouldn't leak it. People leak it. They are politicians, and they leak like a sieve. But I'd have no problem doing that.
On that, Mr. President.
Yes, please.
Mr. President, there's a meeting this weekend on Ukraine in Florida. What are you hoping will come out of that meeting?
Well, they're getting close to something, but I hope Ukraine moves quickly. Because Russia's there. And, every time they take too much time, then Russia changes their mind. 27,000 soldiers were killed last month. Think of that. What do you think of that, doctors? 27,000, it's like a half a football stadium, were killed in 1 month. And it's that way. It's anywhere between 20 and 30,000, mostly soldiers, also some people from Kiev and other places. But largely it's the soldiers. They're losing their lives. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. It's the worst since World War II. And, you've heard me say I settled 8 wars. Some going on for 35 years, one going on for 37, one going on for 32, and 8 wars, and I thought this would be an easier one. This is because of the animosity, the hatred. It's a little bit more difficult than we thought, but there's a chance we can get this done maybe soon.
Sir.
Remember that 25 to 30,000 people being killed a month, young people being killed a month. Steve, please.
When do you expect to make your announcement about the new Fed chair, sir? Before the end of the year? What do you think?
Over the next couple of weeks. I don't know before the end of the year, but pretty soon.
And then the Rocky Mount, North Carolina tomorrow night. Tell us what your message is going to be there, sir.
Say what?
When you go to Rocky Mount, North Carolina tomorrow night, what's your message going to be?
Well, it's not going to be that much different from what I did last night. I mean, we've had tremendous success. We're bringing prices down. We inherited a mess. And part of what we inherited was the worst inflation in 48 years. I say history, but we had the worst inflation. It drove prices up. And now we're bringing those prices down. But I'll be talking about that. I'll be talking about the fact that we secured the border where literally nobody can come into our country illegally anymore. They came in from prisons and mental institutions and drug dealers and, a lot of bad people from all over the world. Venezuela emptied their prisons into our country. We had Tren de Aragua, which supposedly, the doctors don't know this, it's the meanest gang of them all. Okay, doctor? You don't have to know about it. You got other problems. But they let a lot of bad people in here. And so I think I'll be talking about that. I think I'll be talking about the tremendous success we have by sending the National Guard into various cities. D.C. is the ultimate example. People walk to work and they thank me all the time. People in the White House, they just walk to the White House from 10 blocks away. Before I came into office, they couldn't do that. They were getting badly hurt in many cases and beyond hurt, killed. So we were losing people. We were losing, on average, a person a week. Can you believe it? More. And now we haven't lost anybody in a long time. I consider the two people that got so badly hurt, the National Guard, that's a different city. That was terrorism. And probably terrorism, maybe terrorism, because they were unhappy with the tremendous success we've had, because they don't want to see this country be successful. But Washington, D.C. now is a safe, beautiful city where the restaurants are booming, the town is booming. People walk to the restaurants with their wife or their children and they have a good time. We were losing all the restaurants. We were losing our life in this. We were just the whole heritage of Washington, D.C. was down the drain, and we brought it back. And now everybody's thrilled to be here. It's the hottest. It's a part of the hottest country anywhere in the world. We've become, in 10 months, the hottest country anywhere in the world. And I say it all the time, we were a dead country 1.5 years ago.
Do you expect to meet Prime Minister Netanyahu while you're down in Palm?
Yeah, he would like to see me. We haven't set it up formally, but he'd like to see me. We've had great success. Peace in the Middle East, aside from everything else. We now have peace in the Middle East. Yeah, he'll probably come to see me in Florida.
Egyptians as well? Are they
I'd love to have him. El Sisi, he's a friend of mine. Yeah, I'd love to have him. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Press. Thank you, Press. Let's go. Thank you, Press. Thank you, Press.
All right, President Trump signing a new executive order not legalizing but reclassifying marijuana. We'll, of course, have more on it here on Real America's Voice throughout the day. But now let's get you back to Human Events Daily.
Operations and efforts in places like Tehran or places like Caracas and Venezuela, you always have to ask yourselves the question that the Bush administration and then later the Obama administration never seemed to want to ask. What happens next? What comes next? And no, that doesn't make you... I hear a lot of people will come out and say, oh, you're a coward if you say that. Oh, you're not American. You're unpatriotic. No, you're not. You're someone who actually understands that in the real world, there's something called cause and effect. There's something called consequences of your actions that will occur. And yes, in the Afghanistan episode, we do go all the way back to the 1979 Communist Revolution, the U.S. response to build up the Mujahideen and what that turned into. Jack Posobiec back, Dan Caldwell here, Human Events Daily, after this break.
I'm former Navy SEAL Cade Courtley. In the military, when your gear fails, people can die. That's why in a blackout, I trust the new Patriot Power Generator 2200X. When food needs to stay cold, when your medical device has to run all night, when your family needs you, this generator will not fail you. Just $299 down, ships fast and free, plus a free 200-watt solar panel. Be prepared. Go to 4patriots.com and get your generator with free solar panel.
Grandma, do you remember the day I was born?
Mike, it was yesterday. Here's your first visit to Shriners Children's. Remember when you were fitted with your new chair? Ready to take on the world.
Yes!
And look here, you're learning to take your first steps.
Nice job, big guy.
When you call or go online to loveshriners.org, you are supporting the care that kids like me need to do the things that we didn't think were possible.
Your monthly gift helps provide the most amazing care anywhere, regardless of a family's ability to pay. And thanks to a generous donor, your gift will have 3 times the impact for kids like George.
But Grandma, why are these pages blank?
These might be my favorite pages of all. This is where your future memories will go. Thanks to the generosity of people who give to Shriners Children's, kids just as wonderful as my grandson can grow up with the confidence that they can do anything.
Because of your support, our doctors, nurses, and therapists can help kids like me make our dreams come true. When you give $19 a month or more, you will receive your very own Love to the Rescue blanket. It's a cozy reminder of all the kids you're helping every day.
When you give $19 a month or more, your first donation will have 3 times the impact.
This holiday season, your gift helps kids at Shriners Children's truly celebrate. Your support can transform lives forever. You're paving the way for a bright future full of brand new possibilities for my grandson and kids just like him. From our family to yours.
Thank you! Please call or go online right now to loveshriners.org. Your gift is supporting families like mine and changing the lives of kids like me.
Your donation will have 3 times the impact to help kids at Shriners Children's.
Thank you for giving.
Today, they talk about influencers. These are influencers. And they're friends of mine. Jack Sovic. Where's Jack? Jack, who's done a great job.
All right, folks, Jack Posobiec, we're back. Human Events Daily. Folks, this Christmas, give the gift of food security with an amazing deal from our friends over at My Patriot Supply. It is called the Buy One, Gift Two Christmas Special, and you guys have got to check it out. All month long, when you buy an emergency food kit, you'll get 2 more food kits free to give as gifts. That's right. Get a 4-week emergency food supply for yourself, and they'll throw in 2 one-week food kits absolutely free. The 1-week kit makes perfect gifts for anyone on your list who's into preparedness or anyone who needs a little nudge in that direction. These days, it just makes sense to have some food stored away for emergencies. And with this Buy One, Gift Two Christmas deal, you're not only getting yourself prepared, you're also getting unique and meaningful Christmas gifts for your friends or family, and they are free. So head over to mypatriotsupply.com/Jack and grab yours today. This offer is only around for the Christmas season, so go to mypatriotsupply.com/Jack now. That's mypatriotsupply.com/Jack. I want to get back on now with Dan Caldwell because Dan, I try not to be one of those guys who's sort of like, oh, I'm a professional veteran and you listen to me because I served or whatever. But look, I'm a veteran, you're a veteran. We had the dignified transfer yesterday over at Dover Air Force Base of a couple of heroes coming back, National Guardsmen out of Iowa, 2 guys in their 20s, and then a civilian interpreter who was over there. Why do we still have troops in Syria, Dan? What's going on? 9/11 was 24 years ago, and Syria didn't attack us on 9/11. Why do we have troops there?
Look, let me just say, the Trump administration earlier this year started a withdrawal and consolidation of troops in Syria, and they should finish it. Because there are no vital national interests at stake in Syria that require us risking the lives of Iowa National Guardsmen. And we still have troops in Syria because actually going back to 2018 and 2019, when President Trump tried to pull him out, he was undermined by the permanent national security bureaucracy, including some of his own appointees at the time. Now, to be clear, that's not happening in this term, but there's been this inertia with Syria for over a decade now. And every original objective that we had for introducing troops into Syria in the first place, all the way back in 2015, 2016, has been accomplished. The ISIS caliphate was destroyed under President Trump. Iranian influence in Syria is no longer an issue because the current government of Syria hates Iran. So Iran can't use Syria as a rear area for Hezbollah in Lebanon, and they can't use the ground lines of communication across Syria to supply them. So it's this zombie mission that keeps going on, and there are people that keep finding reasons to keep them there. And again, there is absolutely nothing that requires troops to be in Syria. Everything that President Trump has laid out as an objective with Syria, defeating the remnants of ISIS, and they are truly the bottom of the barrel remnants of ISIS right now, to ensuring that Syria doesn't lapse into another civil war, can be accomplished without hundreds or thousands of troops in Syria. So my strong belief is that the administration needs to finish the withdrawal they started, the withdrawal that President Trump wanted in 2018 and 2019, and go to zero in Syria.
Well, and this is, look, I like the fact that you call it the zombie mission, because, look, when we talk about these regime change operations, that's exactly what we're dealing with. We're dealing with the after effects, the unintended consequences of operations in Sycamore and the regime change operation that was pushed by the Obama administration, that was pushed by Hillary Clinton, that was pushed by elements of the governments of Saudi Arabia, of Jordan, of Israel, so many others in the region, to get rid of Turkey, to get rid of Assad. So, okay, Assad is gone now. And then ISIS was, popped up in the middle. So then we had to go fight ISIS, because turns out the moderate jihadis weren't that moderate at all. And so the weapons started flowing there. And it's the largest covert operation in CIA history in terms of price tag, and yet you won't see any Hollywood movies about that. You won't see Charlie Wilson's War about that. You won't see, Rambo going over there and helping the Syrians overthrow Assad. No, won't see any of this, because when you don't make Netflix documentaries or Netflix miniseries about something, apparently that just doesn't happen. Sorry, rant. But,
yeah. No, it's totally justified.
And by the way, no, I'm not ending the rant, because I have to add something, because I'm getting some flack for this online. You're not going to see any airport novels by Jack Carr about this. Oh, Jack Carr. Oh, we got to follow Jack Carr. We got to overthrow Assad. We got to do whatever the neocons want. We got to do whatever the idiots in the neoliberal space who go on Joe Rogan all the time talk about. We got to do that. We got to follow them. You never actually look at the facts on the ground. Okay, I lied about the rant being done. Now it's done.
No, these are all things that get whitewashed or ignored in discussion around Syria. Here's another thing that I think is relevant, because I know you've been talking a lot about left-wing violence here in the United States and the risk of some of these left-wing groups committing terrorist acts. So a lot of folks like to talk about the Kurds in Syria, and one reason we should stay in Syria is to protect the Kurds in Syria. Well, here's a little unpleasant fact about the Kurdish groups in Syria, is that they're Marxists. And you had dozens, if not hundreds, of members of Antifa go to Syria to get training from these Kurdish communists, who, by the way, were supported and trained themselves by American special forces.
Yeah, there's a guy by the name of, we talked about this on the program the other day. There's a guy with Andy No. There's a guy by the name of Daniel Allen Baker, who is a former U.S. Military member. He's the U.S. Army. He basically left, went over for training with YPG and the Kurds, then got battlefield training, came back to the United States and participated in the armed blockade of Chaz. He also, it's highly suspected, participated in the shooting of those black kids that were joyriding, and now is in prison in Florida, yet has never once been charged with that. Dan, I could go off on this, and you, by the way, Peter Zahan was who I was thinking of. I couldn't think of that idiot's name off the top of my head there, who Jack Carr is just absolutely in love with. I want to know, what is Jack Carr getting Peter Zahan for Christmas? Are they going to kiss under the mistletoe? we'll see. Folks, go follow Dan Caldwell very soon. Go follow him right now. It's a punchy day here on Human Events Daily, and we're totally out of time because that is the break. We're right back.
I'd like to say this is the first time, but there have been others.
How many?
Who can keep track?
You think this is a joke?
Darling, we need answers, and you're gonna give them to us.
Tell us again.
My car broke down. I brought it here. I got stuck paying an expensive repair bill.
So it's true.
How much, darling?
$2,300.
$2,300.
Well, what was I supposed to do? My transmission was shot.
You pick up your phone and you call CarShield before the car breaks down.
Plans through CarShield cover up to 5,000 parts and systems in your car.
That's right. A plan through CarShield could save you on some criminally high auto repairs, especially if your car is out of warranty. So, call CarShield, America's #1 auto protection company, before a breakdown and save yourself from getting stuck in car repair jail.
Let me guess. You hate saving money.
Who hates saving money?
Apparently you do.
All you had to do was call CarShield. And you could have protected yourself against expensive repairs.
Yeah, and then my price will go up the minute I file a claim.
Shut up! CarShield has the price locked in.
For as long as you cover your car.
Guess I should have called CarShield?
It's about time you said something that made sense.
Now you know what you need to do next time.
Bet he'll call CarShield now.
So can I go? Or
CarShield has an A rating with the Better Business Bureau and was voted America's most trusted auto protection company. Don't get handcuffed paying expensive auto repairs. Call now and get the CarShield guarantee. Your price will never go up and your coverage will never go down as long as you cover your car. In just minutes, you could have a plan that covers up to 5,000 parts and systems in your car. Don't wait until it's too late. Get CarShield's best coverage yet. Call 800-491-4896.
President Trump delivered on his promises, but we can't get complacent. None of our America First agenda will be secure until we build the Red Wall. Turning Point PAC is building the Red Wall in Arizona, Nevada, and New Hampshire, key battleground states where conservatives outnumber Democrats. We're funding door knockers who will win the next elections in 2026, 2028, and beyond. Today, we're asking for your immediate support. Donate at tprav.com or scan the QR code now to fund our field operations.
Jack, where's Jack? Where's Jack? Where is he? Jack, I want to see you. Great job, Jack. Thank you. What a job you do. You know, we have an incredible thing. We're always talking about the fake news and the bad, but we have guys, and these are the guys who should be getting Pulitzers.
All right, Jack Posobiec, we are back live, Human Events Daily, Washington, D.C. And folks, so there's as happens typically in my life, a funny thing happened on the internet this week where, so I find myself getting caught up with another side of the internet, which, what can I say? I'll explain what happened. So Mick Foley, who is known as, he was a great wrestler in the 90s, known as Mankind, and he had a couple other, different iterations, Cactus Jack, Dude Love, and he came out with this post, said that he's parting ways with the WWE, and he refuses to work with the WWE because he is, he views them as too close to Trump, and Linda McMahon is in the admin, and that, doesn't like what Trump's doing, et cetera, et cetera. But what's crazy, though, of course, is that obviously Trump has been close with WWE for years.
Desde la desinformación de los medios hispanos tradicionales hasta el auge de la cultura woke, una voz corta todo el ruido. Javier Negre te trae historias reales, luchadores reales y la verdad que las élites no quieren que escuches. Este es el programa Right News y comienza ahora mismo en Real America's Voice.
Muy buenas a todos, estamos desde Turning Point, desde el evento American Fest de esta institución que es Turning Point, que hicieron y siguen haciendo historia gracias a Charlie Kirk, que en paz descanse, un hombre que conquistó las universidades, que cambió la mentalidad de millones de jóvenes y que lo mataron porque era el mejor de nosotros. Él planteaba además argumentos y la izquierda no quería debatir. Esta extrema izquierda, esta organización criminal, decidió matarlo usando un loco. A saber, tenemos que llegar hasta el fin de los hechos, pero la prueba de que su legado está vivo gracias a Erika Kirk y el resto de personas de Turning Point. Estamos aquí en directo en el set de Real America's Voice, de rap en español. Vamos a tener programación en español para todos y estamos con grandes invitados. Hoy vamos a estar todo el fin de semana grabando programas, grabando entrevistas con referentes de la batalla cultural. Nosotros, la comunidad hispana, creemos que estamos siendo mal informados con medios como Telemundo, como Univisión, como la CNN en español, que no cuentan la verdad, que están inventándose noticias sobre las operaciones para promover la inmigración legal y ordenada que impulsa Trump, Christine Noem desde Homeland Security. Están expulsando a delincuentes, están expulsando criminales, pero estos medios hispanos están contando las mentiras, no están contando sus antecedentes criminales, están promoviendo los valores woke, están promoviendo la cultura de la muerte, están promoviendo el sectarismo, están promoviendo que llegue el comunismo a Nueva York, están promoviendo que vuelva el comunismo a las universidades y que gente como Charlie Kirk no pueda ni siquiera dar el debate. Nosotros estamos en más de 12 países con la Derecha Diario, con UHN Plus, y ahora tenemos grandes invitados como Carlos Mercader, como la responsable del Right News Book Club, que ha hecho ahora además una ponencia muy importante con Eric Trump. Carlos Mercader es analista internacional y sabe mucho, ¿no?, de lo que está pasando últimamente en Venezuela, viene de Puerto Rico. Y cuéntanos cuál es la situación ahora en Puerto Rico, porque ahí el Departamento de Guerra de Pete Hegseth está movilizando muchos portaaviones, muchas fragatas, y no sé si hay ambiente inminente de guerra.
Sí, mira, Javier, y a todos los que nos están viendo, un gran privilegio estar aquí en Arizona en el día de hoy. Como tú muy bien dices, esta organización cuando comenzó hace una decena de años, posiblemente nunca se imaginaron que iba a tener el impacto que hoy tiene en no solamente la nación norteamericana, sino más allá del mar, donde realmente la voz de Charlie Kirk penetró duro, penetró con un gran impacto, y yo creo que estableció lo que anteriormente no existía, que era una voz joven, de un liderato con convicción, de unas ideas muy claras que son emulables en cualquier lugar y que definitivamente van cambiando socialmente y van impactando a la juventud. En ese sentido, un privilegio poder estar aquí hoy desde acá. Mira, el tema de Venezuela, que todos los días es un tema que se discute en Puerto Rico, se discute en la región, siendo la región del Caribe, Puerto Rico el único lugar que es un territorio norteamericano y desde donde se va organizando lo que es la acción militar contra el régimen de Maduro. Puerto Rico, a través de los años, si nos vamos a los años 80, durante la Guerra Fría, era ese punto estratégico que Ronald Reagan mencionaba contra la guerra en Rusia, Cuba, para que Puerto Rico pudiera ser ese lugar geográfico que contrarrestara la presencia rusa en Cuba. En este momento, Puerto Rico vuelve a ser ese lugar que utiliza el gobierno norteamericano, en este caso el Departamento de Defensa de los Estados Unidos, que ha reactivado bases militares que anteriormente tenían gran importancia para la milicia de los Estados Unidos y hoy día utilizan tanto la zona portuaria para que todos los buques de guerra que están en la región estén partiendo y estén haciendo las prácticas militares en las playas de Puerto Rico, y a la misma vez todo lo que tiene que ver con la zona portuaria de aeropuertos, ya sea todo lo que vas viendo. Si vas ahora mismo buscamos un radar y miramos dónde están los aviones militares de los Estados Unidos y dónde están aterrizando en las bases de Puerto Rico, tanto en Aguadilla como en Ceiba, que son los dos aeropuertos más grandes de la región, y obviamente que lo utilizan en dos bases militares, Aguadilla y Ceiba. Así que en ese sentido Puerto Rico es todo expectativa. También hay que reconocer que dentro de todo lo que es la cultura de Caribe, Puerto Rico viene siendo ese lugar norteamericano de más cercanía a Venezuela. muy cercano en términos, ¿verdad?, geográficos, y una cosa que casi no se habla mucho de la frontera y lo que es el narcotráfico de la frontera entre México y los Estados Unidos, pero está la frontera del Caribe, que es Puerto Rico, y es un lugar que utiliza, o había utilizado mucho lo que es el cartel de los soles para permitir que ese narcotráfico pasara por las costas de Venezuela a República Dominicana y a Puerto Rico y así entrara a los Estados Unidos.
Y preguntarte, ¿crees que va a ser una guerra larga, una guerra corta?
No creo. Yo creo que va a ser algo corto. Yo creo que Venezuela es una sombra de lo que fue en algún momento, el potencial que pudo haber tenido, ya sea con su economía, a través del petróleo, etcétera, las relaciones que tenían en la región, lo que en un momento dado había hecho Chávez con lo que era Petrocaribe, que era que básicamente chantajeaba a toda la región, ya sea caribeña, centroamericana, suramericana. Ya todo eso es una sombra, ya eso no existe. Además, sus aliados en la región, ¿quiénes son? Cuba, ¿quién es Bolivia? Son países que están hoy mismo diezmados. Tanto lo único que les queda realmente es el poder que ejercen sobre sus pueblos, pero no tienen poder militar ni poder económico para contrarrestar lo que sería una ofensiva del país más poderoso del mundo, que es Estados Unidos.
Había esta semana mucha expectativa que en el anuncio que hizo ayer Trump se dirigió a la nación para confirmar que va a ayudar más que nunca a los militares, que me parece increíble. Esta semana estuve yo en el despacho Oval, donde él brindó honores y dio medallas a los militares que están luchando contra el narcotráfico en la frontera de México. Y yo quería saber, o sea, si realmente Trump, ¿por qué no hizo un anuncio de intervención militar ya esta semana? ¿Qué crees que le está frenando?
Bueno, es que yo creo que aquí esto es una guerra un poco también psicológica. Yo creo que aquí el presidente Trump, a través del tiempo, lo que ha estado es una demostración de poderío, una demostración de que realmente puede intervenir cuando él quiera, como él quiera, con todo lo que está ocurriendo dentro de Venezuela. Él le ha demostrado, por ejemplo, hemos hablado tú y yo, Javier, sobre, por ejemplo, cuando Trump decidió cerrar el espacio aéreo en Venezuela. Dime qué poder puede hacer algo como eso. ¿Y qué es lo que estaba él haciendo con eso? Le estaba dándole un mensaje a Nicolás Maduro que cuando él quiera, básicamente paraliza todo tipo de actividad, que no sea una actividad que él vaya a dirigir a través del Departamento de la Defensa, a través del director del Departamento de Guerra, de Pete Hegseth, para que entonces pueda básicamente Maduro ya rendirse y rendir ante el poder que tiene sobre ese pueblo. Yo creo que esto le está dando un espacio a Maduro para que esto no necesariamente sea un Panamá, lo que ocurrió hace mucho tiempo atrás con la dictadura en ese país. Yo creo que está buscando la manera de que Nicolás Maduro renuncie y se vaya de allí, o se entregue a las autoridades para que realmente las autoridades norteamericanas puedan enjuiciarlo por los crímenes que ha cometido Maduro, no solamente contra el pueblo venezolano, que son atroces y son miles, pero también lo que ha permitido que a través del narcotráfico mate miles de personas dentro del territorio norteamericano.
Porque las confesiones del Pollo Carvajal, es jefe de inteligencia del chavismo, son terribles. Hablan de controles en Venezuela a través de SmartTIC para hacer fraudes electorales, lo que denunció María Carolina Machado, relaciones con el narcoterrorismo internacional, con Hezbollah, con Irán, o sea, con lo peor de lo peor, con Rusia, con China, o sea, ¿cómo ves ahora si Trump interviene militarmente en Venezuela, acaba con el cártel de los soles, acaba con el Tren de Aragua, acaba con Hezbollah? ¿Tú crees que sería un golpe al terrorismo internacional?
Es un golpe. Yo tengo una opinión un poco distinta a la que pueden tener otros, y es que para efectos mundiales Venezuela ha perdido mucho valor. Venezuela y Cuba, que en un momento dado eran líderes en términos ideológicos, en términos, ¿verdad?, de la oposición norteamericana en la región, también lo eran porque representaban algún tipo de valor estratégico o valor geográfico dentro de lo que pudo haber sido un conflicto bélico contra los Estados Unidos. Y por eso también Irán, China, Rusia habían identificado en estos países la posibilidad de ellos hacer llegada allí, dejar su huella allí y de alguna manera tratar de entablar algún tipo de relación comercial con esos países para también tener algún tipo de entrada cercana a los Estados Unidos. Pero la realidad del caso es otra. La realidad del caso es que Venezuela, a través del tiempo, todo aquel interés capital o interés de dinero ha ido mermando con el tiempo. Venezuela hoy día, como te digo, no es la sombra de lo que fuera en el mismo tiempo de Chávez. Chávez tenía la capacidad de regalar el petróleo en toda la región y chantajear a las personas. Hoy día no se puede hacer así. Hoy día Maduro no ha podido utilizar lo que Chávez utilizó en un momento dado, de aquello de Petrocaribe, todas aquellas organizaciones que eran paralelas a lo que eran las organizaciones de la OEA, la ONU, etcétera. Todo ese poder se ha ido perdiendo. Y yo creo que para efectos de lo que es el poder también o el interés internacional, Venezuela ya hoy no es lo que era para Irán o para China o para Rusia, y no creo que vayan a responder a una acción de los Estados Unidos.
¿Por qué?
Bueno, porque la realidad del caso es que estarían dando la batalla, dando el frente por un país que hoy día no les representa un gran interés a ellos. Hoy día, aun cuando sigue siendo estratégicamente posiblemente uno de los únicos aliados, yo diría, incondicionales que tienen estos países, la verdad es que saben que Maduro la tiene muy difícil, saben que Maduro él mismo se ha arrinconado en una posición donde es muy difícil defenderlo. Todo lo que ha hecho contra su propio pueblo. Aquí estamos hablando de un pueblo que en el tiempo se ha ido levantando y demostrando en contra de él. Y el día que Estados Unidos vaya allí y ataque a Maduro, ¿quién tú crees que va a salir en defensa de Maduro? Ni su pueblo lo va a defenderlo.
Te tenemos que dejar porque tenemos con Brandy, que acaba de presentar el Right News Book Club con Eric Trump. How was it?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
You were there.
Yeah, it was
Thank you
amazing.
for coming.
Yeah.
So it was about 200 people that showed up in Palm Beach to celebrate his new book, Under Siege.
And how is Eric Trump? Because he gave a big fat battle against the system, against the establishment, to defend his father, right?
Yes, absolutely. He is one of the most genuine, kind people I've ever had the pleasure of meeting. He's just so humble and down to earth, and at that event, I think everyone got to see a different side of him, where he was just so open about the struggles that his family has to deal with every day.
How the people can be involved in your Right Book Club?
So it's invitation only. We do a selection process, but we have a membership, and it's private events that we're doing once a month in Palm Beach, and people can join online as well.
Okay, they have to follow in the social network. What is going to be the next book?
We haven't released that yet, but I'll tell you.
Okay, what about Javier Milei, the president of Argentina? You want to invite him?
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah?
That would be a pleasure.
Okay, so we'll do it. So thank you very much. Tenemos que dejar el directo, gracias a los invitados. Y The Rainy Show desde Turning Point, un abrazo fuerte, rap en español para la comunidad hispana, contra Univision, contra Telemundo, contra todos los bulos de fake news que van contra Donald Trump, el mejor presidente de la historia de Estados Unidos. Un abrazo fuerte.